Hello everyone, welcome to PW Only as English YouTube channel. So I hope all of you are doing great. I hope you are finding these videos helpful in your CSAT preparation for 2025 attempt. In the last class, we covered calendar. Okay, in calendar we covered major questions which are asked by UPSC, such as first was how to find a day on a given date when reference date is not given. The second types of questions we solved were to find day on a date when a reference date is given. Okay, today we will cover another important topic from logical reasoning, that's clock. In clock we will be covering what? Relative motion between hands of the clock. This is one type of question asked by UPSC. Second is angle between the hands of the clock. Angle between the hands of the clock. Another type of question asked by UPSC is faulty clock. Okay, so we will be covering these topics today. Before that, I have an announcement for you. So this is a Telegram channel. You can join this. Why? After every Sunday's video, you will be getting practice questions on this channel based on the topic we will be discussing every Sunday. Also, you can ask any doubt regarding any of the concepts we are discussing or any of the questions we are solving here in the video. Okay, so let's start with the topic clock. So some basics first. So this is the clock, right? There are three hands: minute hand, second hand and hour hand. All of these move at different pace. So what are the conversion first? 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes. Okay, 1 minute is 60 seconds. This is first conversion. Now, if you look at it, this whole thing, whole circle is divided into equal spaces. For hour, it is divided into 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5 space, 6 space, 7 space, 8 space, 9 space, 10 space, 11 space and 12. In one circle, hour and covers 12 hours. Okay, and one full circle is nothing but 360 degrees. So in 12 hours, it covers 360 degrees. So in 1 hour, hour end will cover 360 by 12, which is 30 degrees. Now similarly, for minute hand, in 1 hour, minute hand covers the whole circle, which is 360 degrees, and 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, it's covering 360 degrees. So in 1 minute, it is covering 360 by 60, which is 6 degrees, right? So in 1 hour, the hour hand moves 30 degrees, and in 1 minute, the minute hand moves 6 degrees. We will use this when we see the relative motion concept. Okay. Also, 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes and 360 3600 seconds, right? Yes. Now let's first discuss the first topic, which is relative motion between minute and hour and okay. In 1 hour, in 1 hour, in 1 hour, see, in 1 hour, the hour end moves from, suppose we are at noon, okay. So at 1 o'clock, the hour end will move from 12 to 1, which is 5 minute spaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute spaces. So in 1 hour, hour end moves 5 minute spaces, right? Also, in 1 hour, the minute hand moves the complete circle, which are 60 minute spaces. So, minute hand moves by how much? Moves 60 minute spaces. What does it mean? In 1 hour, minute hand gains what? R hand is moving 5 minute spaces and minute hand is moving 60 minute spaces. So minute hand gains 55. Let me write it like this: 60 minus 5 minute spaces over what? Hour hand. So in 60 minutes, it is gaining by 55 minute spaces. What is the time it will take to gain 1 minute space? Let it be x. Let x minutes. So by unitary method, we can do is 60 by x equals to 55 by 1. This is nothing but x equals to 60 by 55, which is 12 by 11. Now what does it mean? It means minute hand takes 12 by 11 minutes to gain 1 minute space over R and. Okay, this is important. Remember this. We will solve a question based on this now. Okay, so in this question, it's given, assume that the hour hand and minute hand of a clock move without jerking. Okay, the clock shows a time between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, the two hands of the clock are one above the other. So at this moment, both the hands are together. After how many minutes, nearest integer will the two hands be again lying one above the other? Okay, so what does it mean to gain 60 minutes? After how many minutes will the two hands be again lying one above the other? Okay, so the next instance will be next instance when minute and hour and are together will be after 60 minute spaces, right? After 60 minute spaces, see, there are 60 minute spaces, right? So if the minute and hour and are at 12 noon together, it will have to bypass the hour end by 60 minute spaces again to come together, right? So in this case, it is taking 12 by 11 minutes to gain 1 minute space, right? 12 by 11 minutes for 1 minute space. So for 60 minute spaces, let it be x. So this is nothing but 12 by 11 x equals to 1 by 60. From here we can get 6 12s are 72, 720 by 11. This is nothing but what? Divide karo. You will get 6, right? After that, what? 66, then 60, 65 point something, right? Is there an only option? Right? We have option C, because nearest integer is asked in the question. Okay, now we will solve another question. Look at this question now. A watch loses 2 minutes in every 24 hours while another gains 2 minutes in 24 hours. Okay, one is losing 2 minutes in 24 hours, another is gaining 2 minutes in 24 hours. At a particular instant, the two watches showed an identical time. Which one of the following statement is correct if the 24-hour clock is followed? Okay, the two watches shows the identical time after 30 days. So we have to calculate after how many days the clocks will show the time same again. Okay, so one is moving 2 minutes behind, one is moving 2 minutes ahead. Okay, so in 24 hours, the difference in time between the two clocks will be difference in time between two clocks will be 2 plus 2, with that is 4 minutes. Okay, and for them to show identical time again, we have to cover what? 24 hours, right? So if in 24 hours they are moving for 4 minutes, and we have to calculate how much time it will take in days to cover 24 into 60 minutes, right? And we have to divide it by 4, because in a day we are moving ahead by 4 minutes. The gap between the two clock is 4. So what is this? This is nothing but 6 times. We will get, this is the number of days. This is nothing but 360 days. Understood? Because in a day, the difference between the two clock is 4 minutes, and we have to cover 24 hours, so that the time again is same between the two clocks. That is, total minutes are 24 into 60. We have to cover 24 into 60 minutes to get the identical time again. So we are dividing 24 into 60 by the difference in a day. So we will get the number of days. So look at the option. The two watches show identical time after 30 days. No. 90 days. No. 120 days. No. The answer is 360 days. So the answer will be D. Okay, understood? The next concept in clock is angle between the minute hand and hour hand. Okay, I am proving the formula which is used to calculate the angle, but even if you don't want to remember the proof, you can directly remember the final formula to solve the questions. Okay, for, let's see, for any time h hours and m minutes, what is the angle covered by? We will first calculate the angle covered by the hour hand, and then we will calculate the angle covered by the minute hand, and then we will take the difference to get the angle between the two hands. Okay, so angle, first is angle covered by our hand in HRs and M minutes. We need to calculate this. Okay. So in 1 hour, our hand was moving 30 degrees, right? And in 1 minute, it was moving 6 degrees, right? Or you can say we can convert the minute to hour also by dividing by 60. So let's see what's the angle. Remember this, okay? Angle is angle of Rn, right? Is equals to nothing but h into 30 plus how many minutes? M, converting it to hours into 30 degrees. This is the angle covered by our hand in h hours and m minutes. Similarly, we can calculate angle covered by minute hand in m minutes, right? Now we know, see, now we know in 1 minute the minute hand covers 6 degrees. So in m minutes it will cover how many minutes? How many angle? How many degrees? So angle of minute hand is nothing but m into 6 degrees, right? Now we have two cases, right? Angle made by our hand is this, angle made by minute hand is this. After this we will have two cases. Case 1 is when our hand is ahead of minute hand. When our hand is ahead of minute hand, so for angle to be between the hour and minute hand, we have to take the difference between 30h plus another thing was, see, this is nothing but m by 2 plus m by 2 minus 6 of m. Theta is nothing but 30h minus 11 by 2 m. Now case 2, you only have to remember this to solve the questions, okay? Even if you don't understand the proof, no worries, you just have to memorize this formula and we will be able to solve all the questions based on angle between the minute and hour end, okay? The second case is when minute hand is ahead of hour end, okay? In this case, what we will do, we will initially take 6m because this is ahead of the hour end, then minus 30h plus m by 2. This is nothing but theta is equals to 11 by 2m minus 30h, right? This is one important formula. This is one important formula. What you have to do is, if r end is ahead, use r end wala formula, that is nothing but 30h. You will have to initially write r because this is ahead of minute. If minute hand is ahead, use that, okay? We can solve this by representing this formula in mod also, but I don't want you guys to get confused, so we are discussing two cases, okay? All right, now let's look at a question between 6 and 7 p.m. This means the time is something like this, some 6 hours, 6 and some minutes. So here h becomes 6, right? You have to remember this. If we are given some time 6 to 7, then the initial value is our h value. Okay, the minute hand of the clock will be ahead of the hour hand by 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We know 1 minute is 6 degrees. So 3 minute is 3 into 6 degrees, which is 18 degrees. So the question is saying between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. the minute hand of the clock will be ahead of the hour hand of the clock by 3 minutes at. So we first have to convert this 3 minutes to the angle, and we know the formula is this when minute hand is ahead. Okay, now put all the values. Theta is 18, the angle between the ends. Now this is 11 by 2m minus 30 into 6. From here we can say 11 by 2m is nothing but 30 into 6 is what? 180. 180 plus 18. This is 198. So m is nothing but 198 into 2 by 11. Calculate this. You will get 6, 1, 18, 9, 396 by 11. Okay, now we have to find the time. This will come to be around what? 11 threes are 36 minutes. Okay, so 36 minutes past 6, we will have the difference between the minute and hour and at 3 minutes. Understood? This is the application is very simple, right? You just have to know this formula. This is when minute hand is ahead of hour hand. Okay, simple, right? Let's look at one more question. Now, how many times the hour hand and the minute hand coincide in the clock between 10 and 2? So you know, see, suppose we are at 12 noon. Okay, now the minute hand will start. Suppose we are at 3. Suppose, okay, so we have coinciding hands at hour and minute hands at 3. Okay, now the hour hand will move from 3 to 4 in the 1 hour, and the minute hand will move from this to this place again. In this time, we will have one such case where the hands are opposite to each other. What does it mean? In an hour, the minute and hour hand is opposite one time, but see, from this 11 to 1, the minute hand and hour hand are opposite, are at same place only at one place, that is 12 noon. Now let's look at this question. Where is the question? This, okay, coincide. So the minute hand and hour hand coincide once a hour, but between, so from 10 to 11 they will coincide one times. From 11 to 1 they will coincide one times at exactly 12, right? And between 1 and 2 they will coincide one times. So you can expect such questions where the examiner can ask how many times they will coincide together, how many times they will be at 180 degrees, how many times they are at 90 degrees. Okay, so let me make a table for you. In 12 hours, in 24 hours. Okay, they are at coincide opposite at 90 degrees. These are the three possibility. Okay. Right. So in 12 hours they coincide 11 times, and in 24 hours they coincide 22 times. Opposite they are at 11 times and 22 times. At 90 degrees the minute and hour hands are 22 times, and in 24 hours 44 times. Right? You can memorize this. Okay. All right. Let's look at another question now. So how many seconds in total are there in X weeks? X weeks, then X days, then X hours, then X minutes, then X seconds. Okay. In a week there are 7 days. In a day there are 24 hours. In an hour there are 60 minutes, and in a minute there are 60 seconds. Right? Into what? Let me write it like this: 7 into 24 into 60 into 60 into X. Then in X days there are 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds into X. This is nothing but 60 into 60 X, right? This is 60 into X. This is X, right? We need the sum of these. Okay, let's first write the values of all these. Okay, the values are 604 604,800X, right? Then 86,400X. After that 3600, this is easy, 3600X, and this is 60X, and then X, right? Anyone? See, these are all even values, and we will add a odd value in the end. There are only two values which are greater than 6 lakh, these and these, and but we will get an odd value. So this will be our answer. The sum will be 6. You can also add these values 694861X, but you can directly apply the logic that we are adding one extra, and it will make the sum to be odd, and we only have one odd which is greater than 6 lakh. Okay. Let's look at another question now. A wall clock moves 10 minutes fast in every 24 hours. The clock was set right to show the correct time at 8 a.m. on Monday. So correct time was 8 a.m. Monday. Okay. Then when the clock shows the time 6 p.m. on Wednesday, what is the correct time? So let's move one day at a time. So next day 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Okay. In this time it has gained 10 minutes. All right. Then we will move to 8 a.m. Wednesday. Again it has moved, gained 10 minutes. This is easy. Now from here on Wednesday it is showing the time at 6 p.m. So now the next move is from 8 a.m. Wednesday to 6 p.m. Wednesday. The difference is how much? 10 hours. So the clock was gaining how much? In 24 hours, it was gaining 10 minutes. So by unitary method, in 10 hours, it will gain x minutes. Let it be x. So 24 by 10 is equals to 100 by 10 by x. So x equals to 100 by 24. This is 4 point something. Okay? We don't need to calculate the exact amount. So it has gained from this to this, it has gained, let's take 4 minutes. Right? So totally it is gaining what? 24 minutes approximately. Right? Now look at the options. The clock has moved ahead by 24 minutes because it was a faulty clock and the time shown is 6 p.m. So the correct time is, we have to move back by 24 minutes and we'll get the answer 5:36. This is nothing but 6 p.m. minus 24 minutes is nothing but 5 p.m. 36. This is nothing but 5:36 minutes. Okay, easy. Understood? You can expect such questions in the exam, right? Let's look at another question. A clock strikes once at 1 o'clock, once at 1 o'clock, twice at 2 o'clock, thrice at 3 o'clock, and so on. And if it takes 12 seconds to strike at 5 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, it strikes, first of all, it strikes 5 times and it takes 12 seconds, right? So one strike takes 12 by 5 seconds. Okay, this is clear. Now, what is the time taken by it to strike at 10 o'clock? At 10 o'clock, for one strike, it is taking 12 by 5 seconds. At 10 o'clock, it will strike 10 times, right? So 10 into time for one strike. This is nothing but 2 into 12, 24 seconds. So this is our answer B. Easy. Okay, let's look at another question. Let's look at this question. What is the angle between the minute hand and hour hand when the clock shows what? 4:25. Let's make the clock first. Okay, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is your 6. Now the minute hand is at 25. This is your minute hand and the time is between 4 and 5. So the hour hand will be between 4 and 5. So minute hand is ahead of hour hand. You can see at 4:25, minute hand is ahead of hour hand. Now what do we have? 4:25 hours. What is the angle? So angle is given by 11 by 2m minus 30h. At 4:25, h is 4, m is 25. Let's put those values here to get the angle theta. 11 by 2 into 25 minus 30 into 4. Right? Can you calculate this? This is nothing but, we can take LCM, right? 11 5s are 55, 5 carry over. This is 275 minus, this is 120 into 2 because we have taken LCM. This is nothing but 275 minus 240 by 2 and we will get what? That is 35 by 2. So this is nothing but 17.5 degrees theta. 17.5 degrees. Easy. Whenever the time is given, you can easily see which hand is ahead. Okay, right? So we can get 17.5 hours. Let's look at another question. What is the angle between the minute hand and hour hand when this is same question, right? Let's look at which one of the following times do the hour hand and the minute hand of the clock makes an angle of 180 degree with each other. How to solve this? Now the time given is 7. We have 7 between 7 and 7:05. We have 7:05 to 7:10 exactly at 7:05. All right. So let's look at the time zone. क्या है? This is 6. This is your 7. This is your 8. This is your 9. Okay. So hour hand will be somewhere here. Okay. And for it to be opposite, minute hand will be somewhere here. So from here, hour hand is ahead of minute hand. That is clear. Now let's apply our formula. So theta equals to 30h minus 11 by 2 m. Theta is given 180 degree. Okay, h is 7. 30 into 7 minus 11 by 2 m. 11 by 2 m is nothing but 210 minus 180, which is 30. So from here, m is nothing but 30 into 2 by 11. This is 60 by 11. And this is nothing but 5 point something. We don't have to calculate the exact value. So 5 point something. So the time will be between 7:05 and 7:10. Okay, this is our answer. Okay, now I have also one announcement. There is UPSC CSAT 2025 English batch going on, and the mode is online. So if you guys are interested, you can take this batch also. What are the benefits? In this batch, you are getting 120 hours of live content lectures. After that, in this course, you are getting DPP's daily practice problems after every class. After that, you are getting weekly tests every Sunday. Also, you will get sectional and full length tests here. Okay. So anyone who thinks they need more practice, they need more detailed content, they can join this batch. Okay. This is online mode only. The English batch is online mode only. Okay. Let's look at another question now. So consider the following statements. Between 3:16 p.m. and 3:17 p.m. both the hour hands and minute hand coincide. Okay, let's check. Between 4:50 p.m. and 4:59 p.m. both minute hand and second hand coincide. Let's look at the second statement first. In a minute, second hand, in 1 minute, second hand completes the full circle. So it will surely coincide with the minute hand once in a minute. So this is correct, right? So we can eliminate. First of all, we can this option, right? Now let's check the first option. For the first option, for the minute and hour and to coincide between 3 hours 16 minutes and 3 hours 17, we have to use this formula. Theta is equals to what? Theta is equals to what? In case of coinciding, we don't have to worry about which hand is ahead. We can take any formula. So 30h minus 11 by 2 m. Okay. This is nothing but 0 in case of coinciding. Then 30h equals to 11 by 2 m. Now we know the h. So 30 into 3 equals to 11 by 2 m. This is nothing but m is 30 into 3 into 2 by 11, right? This is nothing but 180 by 11. This is 1 times, then 76 times plus something, right? 16 plus something. So they will coincide between 316 and 317. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. So we have learned how minute hand and the hour hand move relatively. After that, we have seen how to calculate the angle between the two ends. Okay, how many times in 12 hours and 24 hours the hands will coincide. The hands will be opposite to each other. The hands will be at 90 degrees to each other. Okay, right? So we have covered relative motion between hour and minute hand. What was this? To gain 1 minute pace, it takes 12 by 11 minutes. This was the outcome. Okay. Second is angle between hour and minute hand. Okay. We got two formulas. If hour is ahead, then minute. So theta equals to 30h minus 11 by 2 m. If minute hand is ahead of hour hand, then theta equals to 11 by 2 m minus 30h. And also we have seen questions from faulty clocks. If a clock is missing 2 minutes, 3 minutes in 24 hours or gaining, right? So we have covered everything from clocks. You need to practice more questions. You will get practice questions tomorrow in the Telegram channel. Okay. So hopefully this video helps you in gaining complete understanding on clock. And I will see you next Sunday. Thank you very much. Have a great week. We will meet next Sunday.